lots of bubbles come from his bodily pores. And these bubbles are, if you see in that picture, who is lying in one bubble is that Mahavishnu, and we see lots of little bubbles. They are the universes, and we are in one of those universes. And each universe, Vishnu enters again. So then again, you can see they have zoomed into one bubble where there is another Vishnu. He is called Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. And when he enters that universe, it's totally empty. Then he fills it up with his own perspiration, which is called Garbhodaka ocean, half of the universe. He lies in it, and then from his navel sprouts a lotus, and on top, Brahma takes birth. So Brahma is the first being in our universe, and then he does secondary creation. So what we are trying to say is this picture is perfect, where we can understand how everything emanates from Krishna. And so he says here that Arjun, everything is supported by me and pervades from me. So Arjun says to Krishna that now he wants to see that form. The form he is talking about, the universal form, which is also called Vishwarupa. And for Arjun, it's not necessary to see this to believe what Krishna is saying. He knows Krishna is supreme. But he asked this question so that the common people can understand Krishna's supremacy. Because Arjuna is very much happy, and he knows the two-armed form of Krishna, which we see here in our altar, the beautiful Sri Gokulananda, that is the two-armed form of Krishna. That's very sweet and very simple. And that is very much appreciated by devotees because of their faith. A bhakta appreciates this form, and he has reciprocation and relationship. He can relate to this form. And so devotee doesn't need to see the majesty of Krishna, where he displays all the powers and vibhutis and opulences. But common person is attracted by the grandeur and majesty and power of display and energy. So Arjun says, please display that form so common people can be convinced. And Arjun describes thereafter, Krishna obviously displays that form, and that form has thousands of legs and thousands and crores of arms and tongues and faces, and there is a fire emanating from that mouth in all the direction, and the heat is emanating, and there is so much effulgence that actually Krishna gives a special eyes to Arjun so that he can see it. Because if you imagine, if there are thousands of suns in front of us, their light and effulgence, our eyes cannot bear it. Even one sun at midday, if it is shining so harsh in the sky, our eyes, we completely close them. So Arjun needed a special eyes to see this form, which is equivalent to thousands of suns shining together. And in this form, Arjun can see that all the warriors who are right now in the Kurukshetra battle, they are all entering this fire. He can see Duryodhan, he can see Kauravas, he can see everyone entering this mouth, the fire. And in whichever direction Arjuna is seeing, he is seeing this ghastly, scary form. And then he displayed this form. He also displayed a Kala Rupa form. So Kala Rupa form is the devouring form, the one that destroys everything. And so Arjuna then felt that, I am accustomed to seeing the sweet form of Krishna and the two-handed form, and that is much sweeter. And this form is very ferocious, ghastly, it's very ugra, it's frightening. So he requests Krishna to withdraw it and present the two-armed form. So that is our today's verse. Basically, we are coming to, whereby Arjuna, what he is saying is that he is very happy to see this Vishwarupa form. Obviously, he is little frightened. But why he is happy to see this form? Because he is happy to see the opulence of his friend Krishna. He is very happy that my friend is so great and he is so majestic. In that sense, he is very, very happy and joyful to see the majesty of his friend. But at the same time, he is also afraid that this form is so great, Krishna's opulence is great, he is so powerful, and what all I have done till now. Because we all know that not only Arjun and Krishna, they are relatives, right? We know that Arjun is son of Krishna's Bua, means his father's sister's son. So they are related, they are cousins. And at the same time, they are good friends. So when you are in relationship with a friend, you will joke with the friend, you will talk with the friend, you'll eat together, you will lie down together, you'll go out as a recreation together, and you would also joke in a friendly manner. But after seeing this form first time, because here see it says Adrishta Purvam, I have never seen this form before. So first time I know your universal form, that you know you are the one who creates this creation, and this is so scary, this form, and you are so powerful. So now please forgive me what all offenses I must have done when I joked with you, and you are actually the creator, so please forgive me. So he not only asks for forgiveness, but at the same time he is also saying, please come back to your two-arm form. So we will see that the next verses Arjuna offers his prayers. He glorifies Krishna in verse 36, 37, and 38. Then verse 39 and 40, he pays his obeisances. 41 to 44, he apologizes for all the mistakes he made and all the offenses that he did in his madness, or love, considering him as friend, because he didn't know his glory at that time. So he was just himself as his friend. He called him, O Krishna, O Yadava, O Sakha. That's how he addressed him. He joked with him. And then he requests in this verse to Krishna, and even in the next verse 46, that I'm happy but I'm frightened at the same time. So please display your two-armed form, which is Shyam Sundar. So now we can see that the universal form is the form of this material world. And we know that in this universe, anything material is temporary. It is not permanent. Whereas the spiritual world, we can see in that lotus where there is Radharani and Krishna, that is Goloka Vrindavan, spiritual world, beyond this material world. Because every universe has 7 layers. When that layers beyond that is the spiritual world, and that is completely permanent. And that's where we can see the two-armed, the form, sweet form of Krishna playing flute. He's there with Radharani, with cows, with gopas, gopis, Mother Yashoda, Nanda Baba. So that beautiful painting in front of us is completely explaining the spiritual and material world. And Srila Prabhupada always said that these paintings are windows to the spiritual world. We will not know until we go there, but when we look at these pictures, they are like windows. We are looking into spiritual world through them. So even one picture can explain so much if we see with the right consciousness, with Shastra Chakshu, what we have learnt in the scriptures. So what I'm trying to say here is that with this Vishwarupa, we cannot have any relationship, can we? Uh, with this great form of Krishna, whereby there are thousands of hands, thousands of legs, fire is coming from his mouth, he cannot be our friend. Like, we can't joke with this Rupa, can we? We cannot have Vatsalya Rasa. There are 5 major rasas, as everyone knows, right? Vatsalya Rasa, parental love for Krishna. Then there is Madhurya love, Vatsalya, Madhurya, Shanta, Dasya, and Sakhya, 5 rasas. So with the universal form, you cannot have any relationship with, but with the two-armed sweet form of Krishna, one can have relationship, and Krishna will reciprocate with that form with us as well. And then there is also secondary rasas like Adbhut Rasa, Hasya Rasa. So with Vishwarupa, you can't even joke, or you can't have a Hasya Rasa. But if you have Sakya Rasa, then Hasya Rasa is included in it. But with Vishwarupa, it looks like it's just this fear, whereby one feels fearful looking at it. So for a devotee, two-armed form of Krishna is the sweetest form, simple form, and they relate to it. There is a verse in 10th canto. I would like to recite that. This is when Krishna and Balram they enter into this wrestling match, and thereafter Krishna kills Kamsa. We all know, right, about Kamsa. And in that group, in that arena, there are different kinds of devotees are there. Different people like gopas, gopis, there are parental gopis, older gopis, and many other males and females are sitting in that crowd. So when they saw Krishna on this wrestling arena of Kamsa, they all felt different feelings for Krishna. Some felt like parents, some felt like a friend, some felt he was very attractive like a lover, and some felt very protective towards him like a child. So I'll recite that verse. It is Canto 10, verse 43, verse 17. मल्लानामशनीर्नृणां नरवरा स्त्रीणां स्मरो मूर्तिमान् गोपानां स्वजनो सतां क्षितिभुजां शाष्टा स्वपित्रो शिशूं मृत्युर्भोजपतेर्विरादविदुषां तत्त्वं परं योगिनां वृष्णीनां परदेवतेति विदितो रङ्गं गतसाग्रजः. So the translation is the various groups of people in the arena regarded Krishna in different ways when he entered it with his elder brother Balram, right? The wrestlers saw Krishna as lightning bolt, the men of Mathura as the best of males, the women as Cupid in person, the cowhead men as their relative, the impious rulers as a chastiser, his parents as their child, and the king of the Bhoja as death, the unintelligent as the Supreme Lord's universal form, the yogis as the absolute truth, and the Vrishnis as supreme worshipable deity. Now there is only one Krishna, but everyone saw Krishna in different mood and rasa and spirit. We can see, right? So there are so many ways one can relate to Krishna with whatever consciousness one is in, and Krishna reciprocates. And we know that Krishna is the original Supreme Lord. Even in the first canto, third chapter, verse 28, Ete chamsha kalapumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indrari Vyakulam Lokam Mrudeyanti Yuge Yuge. Of all the above mentioned incarnations, they are the plenary portions or portions of the plenary portions of the Lord. But Lord Krishna is the original personality of Godhead. All of them appear on planets whenever there is disturbance created by the atheists. The Lord incarnates to protect the theist. So here it says that Krishna is Bhagavan Swayam, and from him all the incarnations take place. श्री श्री राधा गोकुलानंद की जय, सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान की जय, गौर निताय की जय. And even in Brahma Samhita, we know Brahma recites this prayer. As we already discussed earlier, in this universe, the first person who takes birth from Garbhodaksha Vishnu's navel is Brahma, and he says that Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam. Krishna, who is known as Govinda, Supreme Godhead, he is eternal, blissful, spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no other origin, and he is the prime cause of all causes. So this is very clear here, right? Brahma himself says this, that Krishna is the cause of all the causes. He is the primary creator of this material universe. Everything will end that is in this material universe. So even this Vishwarupa that Krishna has shown to Arjuna will also destroy one day. It is temporary. But which form is permanent? The two-armed Shyam Sundar form of Krishna. He is completely permanent, always in the spiritual world. And so our right intelligence is to connect with Krishna, because even my Guru Maharaj says that, okay, everything is temporary, right? In this world, the time. time is ticking. Say, for example, we started at 6 p.m. Discussing this verse. Now it is 6:38 or 6:39. So that 6 p.m. will not come back. Even 6:38 p.m. will not come back. That minute is gone. So time is very powerful, and the main purpose of this time factor is to make us realize the importance of human birth, because we are really not this body, we are the soul. So everything, say there are three bodies actually. The top body, which is this covering, the gross body, is made up of earth, water, fire, air, ether. And what is the proof? When one dies, we know in Hindu culture, the body is burnt. Then what is left at the end? We see the ash, right? We see the ashes: earth, water, fire, air, ether. And then inside there is another body, which is mind, intelligence, and ego. Now that is a subtle body, because like electricity can't be seen, you only know that electricity exists when we turn on the switch, the lamp turns on, we can see the bulbs gone on, so we know it exists. Like that, the soul exists because all the pranas in our body, we are moving, we are feeling, we are breathing. So that is the proof of soul. And there is ego and there is intelligence, and the third, the innermost body, is the soul. Now soul doesn't get touched by this gross or subtle. Soul always remains pure. That is why, coming back to the point when my Guru Maharaj said that everything that you dovetail in Krishna consciousness, for example, you are chanting rounds or we are discussing Bhagavad Gita, we recited this verse, this time that we invested becomes eternal. This does not destroy, it doesn't get wasted, it is eternal. So any time that is invested in Krishna consciousness is eternal. Because again the proof is 2.40, Bhagavad Gita says, Neha Bhikrama Nashosti, right? Any time, any spiritual activity that you do, it gets added to your spiritual account, your balance. And in the next birth, we start from where we left. So it never gets exhausted. Like monetary money, material wealth gets exhausted. If there is 100 rupees and you 100 pounds, you use a 50, then you are left with 50, right? It's exhausted. But in spiritual activity, that does not happen. It always remains, gets added, added, added. Like that, every life we try and come closer to Krishna. There is never any loss. That is why this sweet, beautiful form of Krishna, if we meditate on it, it is permanent. He will reciprocate with us. And also, I like this verse from 10th canto, how to meditate on the beautiful form of Krishna. And there, in the Venu Gita chapter, it is described very beautifully that how Krishna is. If we can close our eyes and meditate on Krishna, that how he is living in Vrindavan, like in that picture, we can see with Gopas, Gopis, with beautiful Yamuna, and the one of Vrindavan, the Govardhan hill, everything is just beautiful. And Krishna is playing his flute there, as we can see. So the way it is described is Barhapidam Natavaravapu Karnayo Karnikaram Bibratva Saha Kanaka Kapisham Vaijayantim Chamalam Randranveno Radar Sudaya Purayan Gopa Vrindair Vrindaranyam Swapadaramanam Pravishad Gita Kirti. So how does Krishna look? If we imagine, he wears a peacock feather on his forehead as an ornament. This peacock feather is shiny, it is beautiful. Then he on his ears puts a flower called Karnikara flower, right? And Natvara Vapu, he actually looks like a drama artist. I mean, if you ever saw a blue boy or a dark complexion boy dressed as Krishna, ever, if you meet on the street, you would think he is a drama artist, right? He's dressed up for a drama. That's how he looks, Natvara Vapu. And on his ears, there is a beautiful Karnikara flower. And then Bibrat Vasaha. So Bibrat, his Dhoti, his cloth is like lightning, shining lightning, yellow colored dhoti he wears, and it is as brilliant as gold. And Kanaka Kapisham, there are also jewels on his dhoti, on his cloth, and he wears Vaijayanti Mala, the garland. And Lord Krishna exhibited this transcendental form as the greatest dancer as he entered the forest of Vrindavan. And Swapada Ramanam, he walks with barefoot in Vrindavan. And you know, when he walks barefoot in Vrindavan, there are beautiful marks on Krishna's lotus feet. As he walks on the very soft sand of Vrindavan, the print gets formed on the sand. So everyone knows that these are Krishna's footprints, and no one walks over it. They always remain as they are, so that everyone can find where Krishna is, where he has gone. They will follow those footprints, and even monkeys will not step on those beautiful footprints. And then he plays the flute. How does he play it? He fills the holes of the flute with the beautiful nectar from his mouth, from his lips. And when all the cowherd boys and girls, they hear this flute, they all become completely like feel very ecstatic and very joyful, and they completely forget their own existence, and they just are so happy to hear this nectar sound. And we heard some very beautiful Krishna Katha over a few days here. We had a special guest, His Grace Amrendra Prabhu, and he was explaining that in Vrindavan, not only all the people who live Brajavasis, but also the rivers, the birds. What all he was saying, there are birds, there are rivers, there are cows, and there are calves. They all get so attracted to this flute song that even the river Yamuna forgets its natural current of flow, because you know the river flows in certain current in certain direction, but when the river hears the song of Krishna's flute song, it starts going in a circle in a whirlpool, and wherever Krishna is, when he comes near the river, the waters, they go up to the Krishna's lotus feet to touch them, and they offer all the lotuses from the river to his beautiful lotus feet. This is the feelings of all the Vrajvasis and all the rivers. Everything is animated actually in Vrindavan, everything is live. Even the flute is live, and the trees feel so happy that flute is born of the wood from the tree. So the tree feels happy that part of us is always with Krishna in the form of the flute. So yes, this is what why we came to this discussion from Vishwarupa to Krishna's form in Vrindavan is what we need to meditate on, and this form is the one whereby we can connect with Krishna with in the Dasyaras, Sakhyaras or Shantaras, serve him as a servant. That is the we start with serving as a servant. We are part and parcel of Krishna, and today I was hearing a lecture from His Holiness Radhana Sai Maharaj. He said that when the servant mood goes deeper and deeper and deeper, then one becomes a friend to Krishna in Sakhyaras. So we start with the Dasyaras. And like that, there is also so many beautiful verses in Venu Gita, whereby the gopis, they say the sole purpose of our eyes is to see Krishna. Why we are given eyes? So that we can see this, come to temple, see the beautiful form of Krishna and connect with him. Because even when they blink their eyes, the gopis are very upset and they blame Brahma, who has created us, who has created our bodies, that why did he create the eyelashes and why we have to blink. Because even that half a second of blink, they feel millions and millions of yugas of separation from Krishna. So we are not on that platform, but we can at least appreciate by reading the Shastra that what is the mood, where we belong, where we came from, and how Krishna reciprocates with us if we also follow in the footsteps of the acharyas and follow the shastra. The acharyas have actually given a wonderful in ISKCON, a wonderful regimen. We start off our day with chanting the holy names of the Lord, right? And then, so we are connecting our mind. We are trying to focus and meditate on the name of Krishna, because in Kali Yuga, Krishna is present in his name. The Mahamantra we chant, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So Krishna is not different from his Nama, right? So in the morning when we chant, we are trying to focus and connect with our mind with Krishna. Thereafter in the temple, there is a Bhagavatam class. So we are connecting with Krishna through our intelligence. We are trying to hear. There are devotees who are hearing the class. There is a devotees who are speaking Krishna Katha. So like that we are, connecting our intelligence in Krishna. And thereafter, throughout the day, there are various services. If we go back to our routine at home, we have services, and then we are cooking. Obviously, everyone needs to cook every day. So then we offer it to Krishna. Then we have used our senses in Krishna's service. If we offer it with love, ring the bell, offer it, put a tulsi leaf on it, then the entire activity of earning with that money, buying the groceries, all the effort of running the errands to the shops, coming home, washing the vegetables, cooking, it is a lot of effort. All of that effort becomes spiritual if we perform one simple activity, which is offer the foodstuffs, whatever you, simple or grand food, whatever you made, offer it to Krishna with love, because that's all is needed. And tulsi leaf is needed, a plate is needed, water is needed, and then you offer it with love, because in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yome Bhaktya Prayachati Tadaham Bhakti Ubharatam Ashnami Prayatatmanaha. So in this verse, Krishna has used the word Bhaktya twice, Bhakti and Bhaktya. Why? Because we know everything belongs to Krishna, everything. So actually, say a child, father has given money to the child, and if the child goes and buys a birthday card for the father with that money, basically he is offering that same, using father's money to buy something for the father or mother, but with love. That activity is that of love. So Krishna says the main ingredient required, you may offer just water, you may just offer a leaf or a drink or a fruit, but do it with love, then I will happily accept it. So he has everything. Actually, he has love also. He doesn't need it from us, because in spiritual world he is very happy with his spiritual entourage, all the gopis, gopas, and Ananda Baba, Yashoda Maya. But he loves us also, because Mamai Vamso Jivaloke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. We are part and parcel of Krishna. So he loves us as his children, and he wants us back with him. Actually, he performs all these pastimes so that we go back to him. He is trying to come here to attract us, go back to him, because this is temporary world anyway. And it doesn't matter if we are here in the temporary world, if we can live with this consciousness, then that is also fine. That is as good as being living in spiritual world. Wherever we are, we want to serve, and at the same time, the people around us, if we keep Krishna in the center, then our relationship with our father, mother, or husband, wife, children, it all becomes spiritual with Krishna in the center. That these children are given to us, they are Krishna's children, and they are in my care. Nothing belongs to us, because the supreme controller, enjoyer is Krishna, but they are in my care. It's my responsibility to make this child aware of Krishna, aware of our identity. Then that is what we can do, and that is the best way to make the human form successful. So I will end here, because at 7 o'clock there is Aarti. But that's all I wanted to focus on here. There was one story I wanted to say, because also there is children here. It's nice to always, there is time. Soul and body is different, and sometimes there is philosophy, but how do we understand it? So there was this family. In this family, there is a father, and he has two sons. And the father is old age, and he told the sons that, look, we need to sell this house and we need to move into another property, smaller one, and we sell this house. So the sons say, okay, fine, we will do that. So one day, what happens is, after a few days, the father gave this responsibility to the son, that you put it in the market and then you find the buyer and you go through the whatever formalities with the lawyers and everything. And the son said, leave it to us, don't worry father at all, everything's fine, we'll deal with it. After a week, this house goes on fire, and the family was out, they are coming back. As they are seeing this ghastly view in front of them, that our house is on fire, the father is so much in anxiety and so much distress, and the sons are with him. So he tells his son, what happened? I had told you to sell this house. What happened thereafter? He said, father, as I had told you, we did find a buyer and the sale has gone through, and actually we've got the money. The house belongs to somebody else now. So we have made money and everything's fine. So the father, who was so much petrified and so much distressed, he becomes happy. Oh, okay, fine. Now this house is not ours. We've got the money. The sale's gone through. I'm okay. At the same time, the second son says, no, actually, the sale did not go through. The house is still ours, and this is what is on fire. It's destroyed, it ours, it's not happened. And the father is again back to distress so badly that, oh my God, what has happened? This is not sold, so it's not somebody else's, it's ours. And this is the issue now. We've lost the money, we can't even sell it now. And then again, the first son says, no, everything is fine, it did go through, and I am telling you for sure that this. And then the father is again back to happiness. So what I'm trying to say here, that everything here depended on, at that point, the sale of the house, whether it belongs to you or belongs to someone, or you got the money or you haven't got so what I'm trying to say is that we are like this. We are this soul who is always very happy, but we are identifying with the body all the time. All the time, anything that is happening with us, we are identifying it with the body. But if we rise above this, then we will understand that soul does not get affected. Soul is Sachidananda, totally Sachidananda. Krishna is Sachidananda Vigraha. But because we are part and parcel of Krishna, we are eternal, we are happy, and we are connected to Krishna. So whatever difficulties, whatever stress we go through, if we take shelter of Krishna and tolerate it, because heat and cold is temporary. Even we know now almost the summer is going and winter is approaching. Everything is temporary. Winter is also temporary, and then again summer will come. So why identify so much with the externals, but keep our internal very strong, grounded and connected to Krishna? Then we will not be so affected by all the externals. That is why we are trying in this Krishna conscious movement to connect our mind, our intelligence and our senses in service of Krishna. At the same time, enjoy with family, keeping Krishna in the center. Everything is good, happy and joyful. We just need to live on that spiritual plane. I hope this made some sense today. Please keep whatever you find worth that you heard today, and thank you for your patience. I mainly speak for my own purification because I'm very novice in this, in Krishna consciousness. I'm at a very low level and I'm speaking for my own purification. So thank you so much. And Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhevacha पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All the devotees assembled, devotees ki jai. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Radha Gokulananda Radha Gokulananda Shri Radhe Jaya Radha Gokulananda Radha Gokulananda Shri Radhe Jaya Sita Jaya Goradita 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 Jaya Goradita Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada Nitai Gaura Haribo 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo Shiva Jaya Jaya Gaurachande Arati Kashrava Shiva Jaya Jaya Gaurachande Shiva Jaya Jaya Gaurachande Arati Kashrava Jana Vidatavane Jagamanalova Daki Ninita Dame Gadadaya Vada Jadra Dada Hoji Aje Godada Rana Simhasane Arade Kore Na Brahma Adi Devajane Amara Dulara. Ganjayamo Vandavatu Gajarigaya Sakha Baje Dada Baje Baje Kajadara Madhura Baje Paramaraja Sakabade Gandavade Madhur Madhur Madhuravade 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 Madhura Madhura Madhuravade Madhura Madhura Madhuravade Madhur Madhur Madhuravade Neta Gaura Haribo 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 Neta Gaura Haribo Neta Gaura Haribo 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 Neta Gaura Haribo Maho Koti Gandhari Vajana Ujvala Gala Deshe Vanamala Kore Jana Mala Deva Joga Narada Preme Garda Bhakti Noja Devke Gorara Sampada Modareke Bodara Sampara Deva Jaya Jaya Bodara Arati Kajava Deva Jaya Jaya Bodara Arati Kajava Jana Jaga Jaga Krishna Pisaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswati Dete Gauravani Sasarine Nete Jesa Sunyavari Vasajani Sarajine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Gaura Bhakta Krishna Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Tirtari Goya Govinda Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Nama Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Nama Nama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Please repeat after me. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,